In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Ivy Russell, a criminally underrated female strength and physique pioneer. She's so unknown, in fact, that this is going to be one of the very first videos about her on YouTube. Ivy was born in 1907 in England, and as a child she was very weak and suffered from several illnesses, including asthma. She would first start to get into sports at age 14 with the hopes of improving her health. With the help of her trainer, a man called Mr. Streeter, she would dabble in wrestling, weightlifting, boxing, and gymnastics. By age 16, Ivy had overcome her health issues, and she would quickly progress as a gymnast. She was also strong enough to perform some of the most demanding stunts, like this one where she's at the bottom of a reverse human pyramid supporting 6 other people on top of her. It was clear, however, that her true passion was in weightlifting. At the age of 18, while weighing just 57 kilos, she would clean and jerk 80 kilos. Not out of this world by today's standards, but you have to consider that she did this as a teenager in a time when it was basically unheard of for women to be weightlifting. In 1932, Ivy would publicly challenge one of the few other female strength athletes in the country, a woman by the name of Tilly Tinmouth. Their contest would be held unofficially as the British Weightlifting Association did not approve of women joining the sport, and it was widely considered to be unsafe for women to lift heavy objects. Nevertheless, the match was well covered in the press and attracted around 2,000 spectators. Ivy would easily beat Tilly, and the victory would have her recognized as the strongest woman in Britain. One of the spectators to this contest was the secretary of the British Weightlifting Association. Funnily enough, this guy was publicly defending the association's policy to exclude women just days before the competition. But once he witnessed Tilly and Ivy's performance, he made a speech admitting that he was impressed with what he saw, and that he regretted not having the competition officially recognized. Ivy would go on to write a letter addressing all of the association's concerns, and she pleaded with them to give lady lifters a chance. Thankfully, Ivy's efforts did not go unanswered, and just 2 years later, in 1934, the association would begin to grant full membership to women. Ivy's most impressive lift was a 410.5 pound or 186 kilo deadlift at 134 pounds or just over 60 kilo body weight, which is pretty good even for today's standards. I bet most of you guys watching this video can't deadlift over 3 times your body weight. I know I can't. Ivy was so strong, in fact, that she simply couldn't find anyone to compete with. So she would get back into wrestling to give herself a new challenge. Even then, it would take her 2 years to find a female opponent. A woman by the name of Peggy Parnell would finally accept the challenge, and their match would take place in 1934 in London. Despite Peggy being much more experienced, Ivy would win the match quickly and easily. With her victory, she would become Britain's first female wrestling champion. As I'm sure you can imagine, Ivy would develop quite the physique by training at such a high level in several sports. It's safe to say she had some of the most impressive and well-developed muscles of any woman in her era. In fact, I'm pretty sure she could hold her own with most modern natural female bodybuilders, at least as far as upper body is concerned. I'm not sure if she had any interest in bodybuilding specifically, though we do have many photos of her posing and showing off her muscles. I also came across this photo of her doing a bicep curl, so she must have had some interest in physique development, as curls are not needed in weightlifting. It was also very cool to see her in this photo doing one of the abdominal isolations I showed you guys in the Indian muscle control video. Now, in case you didn't think Ivy was a total badass yet, apparently one night while she was walking home on a dimly lit path, 2 men tried to assault her, to which she responded by picking up one of the men and launching him over her head, where he would land on his back and get knocked out. The second man was so terrified that he just ran away. Ivy Russell was a force to be reckoned with. She was a pioneer in several sports, and she was a staunch advocate of women getting fit, strong, and learning to defend themselves. She managed to achieve so much while being surrounded by naysayers. Also, I didn't even mention that she had a day job as a domestic servant, and she would only train at night after work. Unfortunately, Ivy's life would take a tragic twist in 1939 when she was involved in a serious car accident. Another car smashed into hers and left it overturned on the side of the road. While Ivy would survive the crash, one of her passengers, Emily Streeter, the wife of her coach and manager, was killed. This devastating event would put an end to Ivy's athletic career, and she would virtually disappear from the public eye. And yeah, unfortunately, that's pretty much where the story ends. I find it extremely sad that Ivy Russell seems to have been mostly forgotten. With this video, I hope to do my part to honor her legacy. If you enjoyed this video and would like to know more about Ivy Russell's life, achievements, and struggles, I highly recommend you read this article by Maria Esipova. I'll link it in the description. It's incredibly well written and researched, and it was a major source of inspiration for this video. It's one of the only articles you'll find online, and it's without a doubt the best and most complete one, so please do go check it out. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to head over to my old school bodybuilding playlist. Thank you for watching.